said it was gonna rain, but it's 1,000,000 degrees. FD is out there doing practice, I think. Time to unpack and get the awning and get in some shade. Probably put on some shorts. It's hot.
Up at the keyhole.
Am I clear?
Yeah. Well,
Hey, so we just got out of qualifying. Well, we started out with practice. Had a couple of kickups before we got out for practice, but we made it. Got some laps, and we're surprisingly quick. I think we got like 15th-ish something. Car felt great, and it was my first time on the track with the DCT and a full race weekend, and the new motor, and I mean, it was a lot of firsts. I haven't been driving for almost a year now, but it felt great to be back out there, and the car felt comfortable. And we went out for qualifying. I think we ended up 17th, which I'm honestly super happy with out of a field of 50 cars. So we're gonna make some little adjustments and keep moving forward. I mean, I sound like TJ Hunt, but I mean, we're really moving forward finally. I mean, I drove off the track, I drove on the track, I drove back off the track, the car's in one piece.
You went 2 seconds faster in qualifying too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, frick, we're moving.
You did 138.
I'm flat out. There's gonna be some great onboard. I'm down the hill like this on the exit curving.
I got some down the hill from the, like over here in qualifying too.
It was cool. This track's amazing. My thumbs are like tired from just
from driving.
Yeah, it's awesome. I need to go back to the gym, but man, it feels great to be out here and the car's working. So I'm looking forward to the first race. I can't wait.
We'll get you some shake weights.
Yeah. All right, we just got through race 1. I changed. I was a sweaty mess. It's really hot out here in Atlanta, and I think we finished 19th. Not totally happy with it. I had a really kind of a weak start. We made some changes to the tires, and I felt like the car just like went away. So we're gonna look at the data, trying to improve the transmission shifts with better blips and cuts, improve the handling with some tire stuff. But I think the onboard footage says it all. We're just slow. You know, at least everything's still working. We weren't getting hot, we weren't doing anything funky. So it's just good to have a functioning car again, and you know, get back to the racing part of it. Can't be fast all the time. That's why it's called racing, not winning. I'm excited to see what we do. I don't know. I think we'll make some damper changes. I think a little less blip with the lower RPM. I think I freaked out the TCU a little bit with that one. Hopefully tomorrow morning the colder weather suits us better like qualifying did. We're gonna go back to our old tire pressure and make a little change otherwise. And hopefully we're back toward the closer to 10th place and farther away from 20th place.
It just gets worse. Like the defroster's not doing anything.
Really? Jesus.
Is it warm at all?
I mean, no, it's not. It's not warm at all.
I don't think it's working. Like I can't see a thing. Like a thing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have gotten the fuck off.
Brendan, shut your loud mouth car off. Crikey, mate! There's fucking alligators over there making noise. Wait, no, they have crocodiles over there. I don't know which one. Was Australia crocodiles or alligators?
Kangaroos.
Welcome to wet road Atlanta. Soaking. We went out for race 2 this morning, and I had to pull in. I literally was looking through like a little foggy, non-foggy spot on my windshield about this big just to make it in. I literally couldn't see anywhere. I hope you have some onboard video. I literally couldn't see where I was going, so we had to come in. The defroster's spade connector like fell out. I probably pulled it out like a while ago and didn't even notice. I never used a defroster. It was my first ever rain race, so we had to come in for race 2, which stunk because I couldn't get experience for race 3. But we went out for race 3, starting at the back and passed a bunch of people. I'm sure you see the onboard. It's awesome. Had the most fun ever. And I mean, rain tires do rain things, so that was awesome. Unfortunately, Grace is broken. I'm sure you hear about that soon. But it's time attack. The gods aren't with us today anyway. You're not gonna send any fast laps in the rain. But we did have a little contact with Bandy during forward. A little scratch on my already scratched thing, so we'll fix that later. Double up, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But man, everything's awesome. Can't wait for going for the last race of the weekend. And hopefully pick up some more spots. I think we're gonna be starting like 21st or something. I mean, we started all the way in the back. I think like 33rd in the last race. So we can pick up even half as many spots again, and we get some points, and that's all we want. For the record, Chris is drinking beers like 11. That's how his weekend's going.
Yeah, I paid a lot of money to do 4 laps this weekend.
Drove a lot of hours.
Drove a lot of hours for 4 laps. Yeah, crank sensor isn't actually the issue, but the wiring shorted going to the crank sensor in the max harness, and we think it's shorted in the ECU. So we fixed all the wiring, took like the sensor and a magnet, or not a magnet, a metal piece, and couldn't see anything, plugged it in the cam, went over it, and you could see it on the cam oscilloscope, but not on the crank oscilloscope. So triple check the wiring again. The wiring's good, so that means it's in the ECU. So it kind of sucks, can't fix it because I didn't bring a spare ECU or wiring harness or anything like that. So that's I'm drinking and watching Formula Drift. What a weekend to be alive.
Back at the shop, long drive home was like 15 hours.
Something like that.
It was long. And race 4, I know we didn't do a recap. It was super rainy. My defrosters weren't working that well. They were working, but they weren't keeping up. I couldn't really see anything. So we didn't gain as many positions. I was still getting positions, but I ended up passing someone on a yellow flag because I didn't see the flag. So I let them back by. But in Gridlife GLTC, that's a DQ. So we got DQ from that one. But honestly, car made it through the weekend. Chris can say the same. But for me, that's good. I've had a lot of those not happening, so I'll take it.
So far, only one car is capable of doing a weekend.
Yeah.
Not both.
But some changes, I think, we got to work on the defrost. We got to tune a little bit more. I'll show you guys in some videos how I've been tuning, now that I've got a better grasp on it for the DCT. And what else do we want to do to the car? I don't really think much. They run good. I just got to drive better. And what are you doing? You're doing some wiring changes, right, for the fix?
Yeah, so we assumed that I shorted 5 volt. So the wiring goes back down behind the engine, like for the headers for the starter, crank, and knock sensors.
It's a shielded wire though, so like the shielding literally melted into the wire.
Yeah. So that shorted 5 volts, so that's why the car turned off. I don't know how much you saw, but we rewired it, the track, and then on the Max ECU they have an oscilloscope for cam and crank, and we could not see the crank sensor. So we said, okay, maybe it shorted the crank sensor. We replaced it, still couldn't see it. So we decided to plug the crank into the cam, and then we could see it on the oscilloscope. So then we know that the sensor is good. Check the wiring 100 times. I mean, after you pin it out more than once, like it's not the wiring. So we assumed that something in the ECU shorted, and now we need a new ECU from Max. We're hoping that Max can fix this, but right now we're still waiting to hear back from them. So what I did was I basically took all of the wiring that normally goes back behind the motor, and I routed it down the front of the valve covers, and then I'm gonna go down and back under the headers. That way I don't have to go between the firewall and the headers, because it's really only like a space this big. Brendan said, everyone knows Brendan, but Brendan said on all his LS harnesses, this is what he does. If you can't put heat shielding on, it's probably a good idea just to reroute it down the front. That way there's nothing going down the firewall other than the O2 sensor, but the O2 sensor can run like on the transmission. So yeah, that's my life at the moment. Just more wiring.
It's okay. If this was last year, the motor would be out and we'd have another N54 on the way.
Probably.
Yeah, we'd be scouring Facebook Marketplace for
I thought
N54s.
for like 0.5 seconds the motor blew up just because the dash said like 260 oil, 260 coolant, and I was like, well, that's crazy. But
And logic.
yeah, then it just, every sensor was reading 260, so we knew we dropped 5 volt. Could have been an easy fix, but unfortunately it was. Yeah, that was so funny.